What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV, back with another live stream. Happy Friday, people. Lots to talk about today. New signings finally being announced. Can you believe it? The announcement team, the lawyers, the solicitors, they're finally doing their job. We have got an official new signing to talk about, but we're waiting for one more, of course, to be announced as well. We'll talk about yesterday's game, although I'm not going to talk about it for too long. If you watch the game, you will understand why. It was not a classic by all means. And we'll look ahead to the next games coming up. Obviously, the Tour of America starts next week. Shaw on Tour will be back in business for that one. Couple other bits of transfer news, and we'll round up the show, people. Big up to everyone who's been supporting the channel. We passed 64k yesterday. Another milestone. Thank you to everyone supporting. Big up to everyone who tuned in for the watch-along. Anelka in the background. Yeah, man. Real baller. Bad man striker. To be honest, I'm not throwing shade on anyone right now, but the kind of striker that we could do with right now. Big up Oz, big up Kurt. Yeah, lemon, ginger, honey. I'm trying to get fit and well for Monday as soon as possible. Arteta wanted Lisandro. Ten Hag got Lisandro. Ten Hag wants Timber. Arteta gets Timber. 1-1. There you go. There you go, man. Big up Coburn. Big up Big C in the community. It's going down. Timber! We're chopping down trees, people. Finally, we're moving. Not receiving notifications. YouTube, come on, man. Sort this mess out. Big up Reedy, man. Hope you're well, bro. Big up Big C. Congrats on the milestone. Been listening in stealth at work. It's time for Rice Diaby. Yeah, man. You're sounding better. Getting there a little bit. 5 minutes late today. Apologies. It's not good. I can't lie. It's not good. I need to turn up on time. Not always there when you call, but I'm always on time. And I gave you my... Yo! Big boy tune until 50 came along and mashed up the whole of Murder Inc., Ja Rule and everyone. But anyway, we won't go on about that too long. Big up Paul, who said, big up you, Curtis, Swindon Gooner. Chopping down trees. Bellerin was planting them first. Yeah, man. Warren says, big up Big C. Timber, Declan Rice better be on a long contract because by the time he plays, he's going to need to be renewed. You're not wrong, bro. You are not wrong. Anyway, it's Friday then. It's Saturday, Sunday. We bought... What is it? You sold your star to Mikel Arteta. We're just waiting for him to arrive. That's the only thing. You know what I mean? We've been waiting for him for that long. We don't know where he is. But according to reports, and I know people last time was on my case when I said this. They go, oh, you're ITKing. Well, I see him. I swear down. As we speak right now, I have the screen right there. Djokovic is on the TV right now. You know what I mean? So I respect it. Big up to you, bro. People were coming for me last time. I said, yo, Declan Rice at the training ground doing his medical. Oh, stop it. I've heard, and I'm sure some people have probably seen it, Declan Rice is at the training ground today. He's at London Colney because for some reason they did the medical but didn't do the media announcement when Declan Rice did it. So he's now come back to the country from Portugal and he's doing the media interview and all of that stuff today. Will Arsenal announce 2 signings in one day is the question. It's believed he will be flying to America with the squad. Are they going to wait until tomorrow? I would be shocked if they announce 2 signings in one day. I hope they do because I'm just bored of it. And the Timber announcement was nothing special. It was that same song that they keep using. In fact, people were saying the Ajax announcement was better. I think the AFTV announcement was better. Cecil's doing all sorts, you know what I mean? What other club mentions the other club in their departure vid for their player? We're massive. 2 in a day. I don't see us waiting until tomorrow. That's the only thing. Maybe they need to get it announced. Anyway, let's get talking. Let me stop waffling and start getting into it. I've got Anelka on the background. When Anelka's on the background, I'm in a serious mood, people. No messing about when Lesulki's on the background. So let's talk. Caught us all by surprise, but the deal has been officially announced. Finally, we're chopping down trees, people. The announcement video was, you know, it was what it was. But he's here. It's announced. It's good. Like Strido's saying, it's good energy. It's good energy. It's Friday. It's pre-season. America tour coming up. Signings being announced. It's good vibes. We're chopping down the trees, people. Urian Timber signs for Arsenal It's official. Done, dusted, bang. In the building. Great news. I'm just going to read a few quotes from what's being said. He joined the Ajax Academy in 2014. He's got a twin brother called Quentin, who plays for Feyenoord. He's a defensive midfielder. Edu said, we are very happy to bring Urian to Arsenal. He's a player we have admired for a long time. It's a credit to everyone in our team that has made this happen. Urian is a young, talented international player who fits our vision of competing with a young, strong squad. I know Urian cannot wait to get started, and we're really hoping that he will be a great success for many years to come. Arteta said, we're really excited Urian has joined us. He's a versatile young defender who will fit into our system and provide our squad with quality. Urian is a young player, but he has achieved so much. His experience, like going to major tournaments on more than one occasion, as well as the trophies he's won with Ajax. And he will wear the number 12 shirt, which was Saliba's shirt number last season. Saliba obviously now got the number 2 shirt, and they've moved it. They've moved it all to, you know, fit Saliba gets the number 2, which is a better number, and so on and so forth. But listen, it's good that he's in the building. Not a lot that I can say about it. Apparently, it's a 5-year deal, 90 grand a week. And honestly, I don't want to sound like a killjoy. There's not too much to say about it, really. Like, I'm glad it's official, it's announced, it's done. And the proof will be in the pudding, as they say. You know, he's 22 years of age. He's just turned 22, 17th of June, 5'10", plays predominantly at centre-back, but can also play as a right-back. Very quick, very comfortable on the ball. That's the qualities that they say he's got. Some people have said at times he's a little bit rash in the challenge, very aggressive. But listen, let's see what happens. Is he going to start as soon as he comes in? Will he play at right-back? Will he play at centre-back? I don't think he's going to play at centre-back. I do think that Gabriel and Saliba have got that on smash. But listen, it's squad depth. It's what we needed. We all saw last season what happened when Saliba came out of the team. We couldn't survive. We were a mess with no Saliba in the team. So I think the fact that they've addressed it and given us squad depth, like I said before, you know, Tierney, Zinchenko at left back. You then go to centre back. You've got Gabriel, Saliba, Ben White, Kivior and Timber. And then at right back, you've then got Ben White and Timber and Tomiyasu. So you've got great options. So there's no excuse for Arsenal now. Arsenal have quality at the back. The problem is now we have to have that same quality in attacking areas and midfield areas as well if we're going to match what we've got going on at the moment. So, yeah, great signing. Comes through the door. 5-year contract, 90 grand a week. And welcome to Arsenal, Urian Timber. Delighted that he signed. And let's hope he's a top quality player. We do need more. We spent 200 grand a week. 200 grand a week. We spent 200 million once Rice is announced. But we do need more people. Bleck says, C-Unit, big up yourself, bro. Alberto says, Big C seems like the kid who had dreams about playing with us. He could be the next big thing. Like he said, London is next. I did have a few bits from the Timber announcement just to show you. Try not to get copyrighted, of course. Sky did come for me that one time. But Timber, a few things. The interesting thing was, and I think these things always resonate well with the fan base, is he was, by the look of it, a boyhood Arsenal fan. He was wearing an Arsenal shirt when he was like 12 years of age. And he was very smart to put that picture out there as well. I think those things always resonate well with the fan base, feeling like you're one of our own. Saliba did the same thing when he signed. He was wearing Arsenal kits when he was a kid and all of those sorts of things. So, Timber, there he is with Edu and Mikel Arteta at London Colney. There's the video of him sitting down in his kit. I won't play that for too long. J Timber, number 12. He doesn't just have a Justin Timberlake, people. Hey, oh, I'm tired of using technology. I won't sing the rest, but you know what I'm saying. Ooh, ooh, she wants it. Ooh. All right, I won't do that anyway. It's, you know, it's late in the week. I don't know if you're prepared for, Your hips, your... No, let me not do it. I won't do it. It was a big tune, that, by the way. Was it 50 and Timberlake, innit? Man's got J Timber on the back. He thinks he's Justin Timberlake. If I wrote you a symphony, just to say... Yo, I'm sorry, I can't help it. Justin Timberlake had some bangers, by the way. They're just running through my mind. Oh, Chris is angry. Angry Man United fan. You Arsenal fans are ridiculous with this news. Every signing needing to be an Arsenal fan. Small club, man. You're a small club. They don't need to be Arsenal fans, Chris. Just relax yourself, my friend. Just relax. Make sure Martial's not playing up front next season. You know what I mean? And Maguire at centre-back. I can't lie. But anyway, you see, you just took me out. I was going to start singing Cry Me a River and all sorts. But Timber's in the building. We're not saying every player has to be an Arsenal fan, of course not. But listen, is it a bad thing if the boyhood gooner? You know what I mean? You know they've got that extra little bit of love for the club, man. I like it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm about that life. I'm about that life. Chris hating Ten Hag failed to get his boy. Yeah, they wanted Timber, man. You know what I mean? He didn't want to go to United. Lots of singing to Chelsea is how I'm happy. I'm happy, bro. If it means we're a step closer. No disrespect to Rob Holding being on his way. Like I said, Rob Holding seems like a cool guy. Spoke to him on the tour, but, you know, I'm tired of being in big situations and Holdings at centre-back trying to hold our defence together. 2006, Timberland was fire. He was making hits them times there. You know what I mean? Big boy producer. Tony said Arteta saw Cedric's performance yesterday. Timber announced today, he was like, I've seen enough. We have all seen enough. Gunnosaurus has seen enough. Trust me, Cedric came up. Cedric probably forced this deal to be completed today. They said, boy, are you seeing what Cedric the Entertainer's doing at right back? We really did take him from Def Comedy Jam and put him at right back because I don't know what the hell Cedric was on yesterday. Was he drunk? Like, I saw him at the petrol station. Was he high off the fumes? Like, I don't know. But Cedric was really in a comedian mood yesterday at right back. Then man said, nah, I don't care what it takes. Timber's got to be announced. So Timber's in. He's through the door. Chris is fuming because he's an Arsenal fan. But maybe he's just angry because somehow Maguire's going to stay for another year and provide us with a meme-style defending. So big up Chris. He's one of the community, but, you know, he's an angry United fan today. Cedric is done out here. The only problem with Cedric, he played so bad. Who the hell would want to sign him? And he's on about 70 grand a week as well. So he might have played too bad. He was taking it a bit too... Maybe he was playing bad on purpose so nobody signed him. I don't know. Could have been smart settings from Cedric. He stink out the place so much. No club in the world wants to go anywhere near him. But listen, big him up anyway. Timber's in. Timber signs. And... let's hope he's a massive success at Arsenal. And I'm excited to see how he does. Obviously, Timber coming in means we might be closer to somebody coming out of the door. Timber video was mid. I didn't think the Arsenal announcement was great at all. I was just watching the Ajax one. That one probably looks better. Let's talk about Rob Holding. Wasim said he's going to mute it if we speak about Holding. We were almost there, people. We were so close, but not close enough, people. David Ornstein came with the exclusive from Ornstein. Besiktas have submitted an offer to sign Rob Holding from Arsenal. Proposal for the centre-back is worth 2.5 million euros. Yes, you heard it right. 2.5 million euros, which is less than £2 million. Far below what Arsenal might consider to sell and will be rejected. The 27-year-old has 1 year left on his contract and an option to extend by 12 months. I mean, listen, no disrespect to... listen, I don't know what was the bigger insult, the 2.5 million offer or Arsenal rejecting it. I mean, I don't know what anyone else is thinking. I would have taken a Tesco meal deal. If you'd have got me a good sandwich with a decent snack and a nice, apple juice or something like that, that's enough for me. I'm going to keep it moving. Listen, I'm sorry, Rob. I know some people, you're disrespectful. Listen, on a hot day, a good, nice, ice-cold apple juice, I'm taking that for Rob Holding. I can't lie. He's got doorstep service to the hair transplant. What more do you want? Champions League, hot weather, hair transplant. 2.5 mil. I would have took that and kept it moving. Listen, I'm joking. In all seriousness, I know I'm destroying him here. Rob, I'm sorry, mate. You know, you seem like a cool guy on tour. Yeah, we got to be getting 7-8 mil, to be honest. Year left plus a year option. Meal deal with a club card as well. You get a good discount on that. You know what I mean? I told people the problem a long time ago. Rob Holding doesn't have one international cap. He doesn't have one international cap for England. Once you've got that one cap for England, you can run with that to the cleaners. You say, listen, he's an England international. Doesn't matter that he played 5 years ago and came on for 10 minutes in a Euro qualifier against Macedonia. He's an England international. You got to get minimum 10, 15 mil. Even Carl Jenkinson, one of the worst right-backs you've ever seen in Arsenal history. Even Carl Jenkinson got one international call-up for England. I can't believe Rob never got a one call-up when there was 3 or 4 injuries. But it is what it is. Big up Yassin, who said, big up Curtis watching from Istanbul. Get him over there, my friend. Get him over there. 2.5 million euros, I can't lie, is mad disrespectful. Like, on one hand, they're trying to sign him, which means they think he's a good player, but you're offering less than £2 million for him. What kind of offer is that? Arsenal must have been like, what? They might as well have offered £1. You know, the pound that we offered on top of the Luis Suarez deal. That's a mad offer. That's a crazy... They don't rate him. I'm sorry. They'll take him, but they obviously don't rate it. Yeah, even Eric Dyer got a one call-up. People saying Nigel Reo-Coker, did he get an international cap? 2.5 million euros is wild. Akeem said Rob Holding shouldn't even be a baller. Is that his value? No, listen, I'm saying in all seriousness about the meal deal, which I'm kind of not joking about, but I am at the same time. Arsenal should be getting... I mean, I'm surprised that Besiktas won him. I'm not even being disrespectful. I'm kind of surprised that they won him. Maybe because he's in the Prem, he plays for Arsenal, he's 27. 6-7 mil, I think you've got to keep it stepping. I don't think Arsenal will get 10 million for him. I don't see how they're going to go from 2.5 to 10 and give you 4 times their original offer. I think you're talking 6-7 million, and that's 2.5 million euros, by the way. That's not even pounds. Like, they might as well just pay us in Jamaican dollars. They might as well just give us monopoly money at this point. For me, get 6 million for him. Honestly, I'd take 5 million for him. And maybe a little cheeky sell-on clause if they ever manage to sell him to somewhere else. We signed him from Bolton, who were League One at the time. He's been at the club for a long time. Honestly, 5-6 million, I would keep it stepping. He's, you know, a different club would probably get more money for him, but I would take 5 million for him. I think you get him off the wage bill, take 5 million, keep it moving. What's the point rejecting offers for him? I understand Arsenal rejecting 2.5 million euros. That's disrespectful. But in reality, you've now got Gabriel, Saliba, Timber, White, Kivior. That's 5 centre-backs that are better than him. You could even argue Tomiyasu could play centre-back, maybe better than him. You've got maybe 6 centre-backs. You might as well get him off the wage bill and get a few £1 million for him. So I think double the offer, and I think you're there. I mean, I read reports that Arsenal want 10 million for him. I don't think you're getting 10 million for him. I really don't think you are. I think you get 5-6 million out of them for him. So it's interesting, but I think he'll be on the move. If they come back and they make a better offer, I think Arsenal will have to let him go. Even Austin Trusty, I mean, I'm not sure how good Trusty is, but we'll have to see. It's definitely interesting. Ash said, Big C, your opinion on Dr. O'Driscoll going to United and Arsenal letting it happen. Would he not know our players' weaknesses and strengths? He's from the Northwest. I've heard he's wanted to leave for a while. It is what it is. It's not difficult to get doctors and coaches out of clubs. Their contracts are not long-term. They're not huge money. Clubs can pay them out of their deal very easily. So Arsenal probably had no option in O'Driscoll. So, yeah, let's keep it moving. We still had injuries with him here, so I'm not too caught up on a doctor going to United, really, Ash. Costa said, did you see the rice Easter egg in the Timber video? Oh, I didn't. People seeing an egg there, and I know how this goes. Big up Costa. E. Ross said 2.5 million euros is too much for Holding. It probably is. Wait till they see him play. He might do all right over there. Jashar said, Holding's fee includes extensions, add-ons. Yeah, listen, he wants 50 grand a week and hair transplants for life, people. But listen, big up Rob Holding. And let's see what happens with that one. Big up Belaira said it's my birthday today. Came to my favourite channel on the internet. Thanks, Big C, in the community. Big up yourself, Belly. Have a good birthday, bro. Celebrate, enjoy, and a prosperous year for you ahead. Holdini gets the dream move. Nice apartment right next to the hair transplant clinic. Everyone's a winner. Stephen Morrison said, have you watched the Dele Alli interview yet? I spoke about it briefly yesterday. As I said, for me, I'm in full support of him. I think it was a brave interview. And I think, you know, he went deep into his past. I think you've seen the reaction of the footballing community. It's bigger than rivalries and Arsenal, Tottenham and things like that. As I said yesterday, footballers are human beings. We put them on this pedestal that they're robots. They can't do anything wrong. They're rich. They're famous. They should never feel the effect of anything negative. So I've got a lot of respect for him. He spoke openly, and if it helps one person, then it's done its job. You know, that's how I see it. So, yeah, man, Djokovic has just wrapped that up, by the way, in 3 sets, light work. I have to admit, for me, I hear what you're saying. I'm just going to say this, like, Federer's the GOAT for me. I'm sorry. Some people don't like it when I say that because Djokovic is cleaning up. He's going to have the most trophies, most Grand Slams, all of this. I love Djokovic. I think he's a great player. But in reality, when Federer and Nadal was at their best, you was in the background. You was the rice on the side, bro. Them two was going head to head. Only since Federer and Nadal have faded, now Djokovic wins everything. So I'm sorry if people don't like that comment. I know we're here to talk football, but Djokovic can't talk to Federer for me. Federer is like... I mean, you know what? My favorite original tennis player is Pete Sampras. That is my childhood favorite tennis player. Pistol Pete is my favorite. But Federer, I mean, listen, Djokovic, you're a baller, you're a legend, but he can't talk to Federer, man. He's just not as enjoyable to watch. Federer just makes it look like he's warming up. Nadal as well is amazing. Big up Kev in the building. Super Kev. XRP, by the way. Shoom. All the way to the moon, people. If I speak, I'm suspended 6 months. Big C, what can you get for Holding? Go big. 6-7 million works nice. More income is needed. Timber is a player. And Kev, we have to get Kev on soon, actually, again, because Kev obviously played in Turkey as well. But that's why I said, Kev, 5-6 million for Holding. Get the money in, keep it stepping, man. And big up, Kev. Hope you're well, my bro. Agassi, people saying Andre Agassi as well. Federer plays like Messi, then battles Sampras and Agassi. Let me not speak tennis too much because I'm a big fan of tennis. We'll end up speaking about it for 20 minutes. But yeah, Federer for me, the GOAT. I can't lie. Big up Red Smoke. Big up Curtis Landing. Timber is great business from the Arsenal. Rice in today or tomorrow. I'd sell Eddie now and Balogun and spend the dollar on an elite striker. You know what? You've led me in. Let's talk about yesterday's game. And I'm not going to talk about it for too long because, let's be honest, it was not a great game, particularly the second half. The first half was decent. One thing that I've said about pre-season is pre-season for me, if you noticed yesterday, I don't get particularly, overly annoyed that we didn't win the game or anything like that. Pre-season for me is a reality check. That's the biggest thing that I think. You've got to get fit. You've got to be prepared physically, mentally for the game. But it's a reality check. And sometimes you need the reality check. I don't think pre-season is always good when you just turn up and win every game. I suppose it is good, but at the same time, you need the manager to realise some of these players aren't good enough. We've got a very good team, but there are certain players that still need to be shifted. And listen, I'm only going to briefly talk about yesterday's game. 1-1, 1-0 up in the first half. And Nuremberg equalised in the second half. I would say Saka was the best player on the pitch, in my opinion. And Miles Lewis-Skelly and Ethan Nwaneri, especially Nwaneri, 16 years of age. 16, you know. At 16, I mean, what was I doing at 16? I can't even remember, but I certainly wasn't on the Arsenal pitch doing a 360. He looked like an expensive signing, not a 16-year-old running rings around people. It's difficult to judge a lot of players yesterday. I don't want to make judgments on players too quick. Kai Havertz, very quiet game, but it's early. Jorginho scored a wild own goal. Heinz Baked Beans did the crazy pass and all of that. Balogun, I mean, I'm screaming out Ballo, you know, but I can't lie, Ballo. You missed 2 sitters yesterday. The first one, I was like, that's bad. But I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. The second one, I'm like, what are you doing to me? One thing that I want to make abundantly clear, and I'm not saying this reactionary because of yesterday. I've said this for a long time. I think a lot of you believe it as well. I think Arsenal need a striker. I mean, I hope Kev's still in the chat. You know, Kev is a striker that played for Arsenal. You know, I played up front and I feel that to win the league, in the Premier League, if you look back through the years, 99% of the time, the winner had a killer up front. We spoke about it the other day. There's probably 2 teams that didn't. The Man City team that played with a false 9 all season, and Liverpool that played with Bobby Firmino. But they had 2 killers out wide in Mane and Salah. They were strikers playing out wide, effectively. I just think if you look back through the Premier League years, from 20-odd years ago to now, it's Shearer, Ian Wright, Thierry Henry, Diego Costa, Ruud van Nistelrooy, Wayne Rooney, even Jamie Vardy at Leicester, you know, Haaland at City, Aguero at City. The winner tends to have a gunman, Drogba. You know, like I said, apart from Firmino, but his 2 wingers scored bags of goals, and City that year, they didn't have a striker, but they're just a different animal altogether. I just think we need a goal scorer. I honestly do. I have concerns that we don't have that striker. I like Gabriel Jesus. I think he offers a lot to the team. I think he's one of them players that if you're in midfield, you'd love him because he'll drop in and help you. He makes a lot of runs. But I just think sometimes you need that gunman. How many times have you watched Man City this season and you've been like, oh, this could be the day that they drop points. They don't look that good today. They're not quite at it. Ball whipped in, Haaland, 1-0. And you're like, there you go, game over. Gunman. Sometimes that striker gets you out of a rut because that's what they're born to do. Natural instinct. I've seen it many times. Arsenal struggling. Henry, Van Persie. Strikers will win your games sometimes. And it just concerns me that we are not interested in buying a striker in this window. We're just not. We've got Jesus, 45 million, 200 grand a week. You've got Eddie Nketiah, I don't think's good enough, but he's on 100 grand for 4 more years. And you've got Balogun, who's obviously seeing if he can prove himself. Now, Kev says goals by committee works better, yet having a killer could be the difference maker. Because I do understand it. People say share the goals around. You know, Aubameyang was Golden Boot winner, but we still didn't compete because the others weren't scoring. So I do understand that as well, goals by committee. But imagine if your 2 wingers are scoring and you've got that 20-goal man through the middle as well. I know that might sound like I'm being greedy, but I think that's the difference between finishing second and finishing first. Do you know what I mean? You look at City, you add 10 more goals to Arsenal this season, we'd probably win the title because that wins you another 2 or 3 games. That bridges that gap to Manchester City. I don't think it's in reality going to happen. I really don't. So it's probably no point talking about it. Just briefly looking at the team and the setup and how we did set up. I think yesterday again says a lot about Kieran Tierney's future. I know that it's a pre-season friendly, but we saw this happening at the end of last season. Kev said, you're not being greedy, you're being craven. Kev, I'm telling you, we need the striker, man. We need that goal scorer. But Kivior playing inverted left back, doing this sort of, well, I would say John Stones thing, but I suppose it's what Zinchenko's been doing, stepping into midfield, which I thought was interesting. We were solid as a back four. The back four and Ramsdale were never troubled in the game. The midfield three was interesting. Trossard played sort of this left wing back sort of, I think he was playing in that Granit Xhaka sort of left midfield role where he was dropping back to help out the defence a little bit. Partey was pretty solid. I'm not going to get onto Fabio too much. I wasn't overly impressed again, but it's pre-season. Let's see how he starts the season. He's got to do more, in my opinion, this season. It's his second season. It's time to produce. I thought Saka was the best player on the pitch. It's as simple as that. He had that left back on toast. He was toying with it. It was a fantastic goal. I think someone said it in the chat yesterday. It's becoming Saka's trademark. Shift it down the line, cut back onto that left foot, whip it into that far corner. Brilliant goal. He got clattered about 3 times again yesterday. But he always seems to bounce off the floor. He never stays down and gets injured. Nelson was quiet on the left. I thought Eddie was quiet. But it is what it is. Pre-season about fitness, about finishing off pre-season well and being ready for the start of the season. I thought first half, as Mel Malaysian Guna says, I thought Saka was the best player on the pitch. Ethan Nwaneri second half, I thought was an absolute joy to behold. I love seeing the young players doing their thing at Arsenal. Lewis Skelly as well, his passing was brilliant. But this brother, Ethan Nwaneri, 16 years of age. Manchester City, Chelsea, Liverpool and Man United apparently were all trying to sign him. He looks a baller. I know it's pre-season, and we've seen players do well in pre-season, but I think he might get opportunities this season. That's what I want to see from Fabio. Try and grab games by the scruff of the neck. Even if it doesn't work sometimes, I want to see that confidence. Give me the ball. I'm going to try and make something happen. That's what I need to see with Fabio, even if it doesn't work all the time. Give me the ball. Try and play the through ball. Try and take the shot. Be a risk taker. That's what Fabio Vieira has been brought in to do, to open up the game like Odegaard does. This boy, Nwaneri, man, 16 years of age. I'm telling you, I hope he goes on the US tour. And he looks a real talent. He looks mature on the ball. What I liked about him was his decision-making. It wasn't like every time I get the ball, I'm just going to run. He knew when to just control it, pass it, keep the ball. Looks a real talent. As I said, pre-season is a eye-opener and a reality check at the same time. It's not all about all singing, all dancing, and we win every game and we look beautiful every game. It needs to be a reality check. Cedric yesterday, not good enough. Not good enough. Needs to be moved on. What we can't afford is players to just think, no, I'm on a good contract. I've got a year left. Why should I leave? I'll just sit on the bench and collect. Cedric needs to go. Holding needs to go. I would have said El Neni, but he's going to get a new 1-year deal. Eddie, for me, would go as well. Listen, there's a number of players that need to go. You've obviously still got Tavares, Lokonga. These guys haven't even travelled yet. So Edu's going to have to be busy over the next week or two. I think it's time to have a bit of a clear out, when you're getting the few new clothes in the wardrobe, you got to have a little bit of a clear out, and get rid of a few. So I think he needs to fill up the charity bag, people. So no, listen, it was 1-1. I thought the second half were a bit disjointed. It's understandable. A lot of young players that are going to be sold, and we were a bit disjointed. The chemistry was affected. I thought first half was very positive. I think we should have scored 2 or 3 goals actually in the first half, but it was job done. So it would have been nice to win the game, but the opposition's gonna improve as we go to America with Man United and Barcelona. Sean said, bro, can I ask this? Foden or Saka, who is the better player? I think pure natural talent and ability, technical ability, I think Foden is technically more gifted, but I'm all about production. Football to me is about production. Charisma, natural talent is unbelievable, but it's about production. Football is all about production. And I think Saka produces more than Foden on the football pitch consistently. Foden is in and out of that Man City team. He's not a regular star. You know, Saka has carried Arsenal at times. So at this moment in time, right now, I got to put Saka above Foden. And that's not even me being biased. I think Foden is an unbelievable footballer. You know, not many English players come through in a Pep Guardiola system. He is an incredible footballer. But Saka's been outstanding for 2 or 3 years. So I got to go Saka, man. I got to go with Bakayo. Let me read these few super chats. Emmanuel said you go 10 mil, then negotiate it down to 7, 8 or 9 for holding. Yeah, we'll take that. Amaru said going to the new season without a striker is a cause for concern. That's where we're going to fall short. Because you've always got to be realistic, right? And Gabriel Jesus last year was injured for 3 months. And he's been injured previously at City. So you've always got to have that backup plan, right? If Jesus gets injured, who plays up front? Are you going Trossard, false 9? Are you going Eddie? Will Balogun be at the club? Are any of them good enough to lead us for a long period of time in a potential title challenge? And I would say at the moment, I'm not sure they are. But I think they're going to go Jesus and hope that it sort of connects for him this year. Because I suppose 11 goals, if he'd have been fit for them 3 months, maybe you get another 6, 7 goals out of him. Maybe 17, 18 goals would have been enough. Big up Mr. Cool Bus Driver. Balogun is the gunman. Remember Henry went in the desert during his start at Arsenal. History was made after. Give the youth time. He will be making duppies. Big up Cool Bus Driver. And big up Fabricator. Built a new house and after 3 months of damn water damage. Not a great start to the weekend. Make my day better and serve me that burnt rice. Listen, I'm hoping a lot of people saying 6 p.m. is a general arrival time for signings on a Friday. So we're clinging to 6 p.m. Kev is causing debate. He said, question, was it the lack of a striker or a lack of depth that cost us last season? I would say, it's a good question, by the way, because you got me thinking. I would say depth, but I think you could put striker in there. I think people would more point to the defender and say when Saliba got injured, the defence started to concede more goals. I would also argue, though, that when Jesus started not scoring, then got injured, then Eddie started not to score, then at the end, Jesus had another little dip in form. If you had another striker in there, so I think both ends of the pitch, the depth and the lack of... So I think both. I would actually say both. I think if you had an Ivan Toney there when Jesus is injured or not scoring, makes a huge difference. But I also think, yeah, if you had another centre-back, it makes a difference. So it was both, I would say, Kev. Lack of ambition and stupidity from the club cost us that one lucky chance. Balogun is just more dangerous in this Arsenal team. I want to ask you quickly, before we move on, what do you make of Balogun? What I don't want us to do is write him off. I joked yesterday. I said, oh, never rated him. Nah, listen, I like Balogun. What I think with Balogun is you can see that he's a raw talent. He's got that edge to him, but he's still raw. I don't think he just comes in and rips the league apart. You can see that he still needs to learn certain things. But it's funny, and people are saying, will probably say I'm just saying this because I like him as a player. I kind of like that raw edge about him. He's quick, he's sharp. I feel like if you get him confident and you show him that you've got that belief in him, I think you can get more out of him. I've always said the most worrying time as a striker is when you're not getting chances. It's the most worrying time. I tell Cruz all the time when he plays a game. If he misses a chance, I say, you got chances. That means you're doing something right. Your movement's good. Maybe today your finishing was off. You're concerned as a striker when you come off the pitch and you go, yo, I didn't even have a decent chance in that game. That's when you start pressing the panic button. Something's going wrong. My movement's not right. Something's not working. He should have scored yesterday. There's no doubt about it. Let me not pretend. He should have bagged yesterday. But look at the movement. Look at the pace on the last defender. Looking for the through ball. Can you imagine with Odegaard, with Saka, with Martinelli, with Havertz and those players picking him out with his movement? I still think there's a player there. I'm not writing him off. I'm not saying he's the answer, but I'm saying I would definitely try and work with him. But it's whether the manager's going to have the patience with him. I like Mr. Cool Bus Driver was saying, Thierry came in and struggled. I don't think Thierry scored for his first 9 games. Dre said Balogun is strong and confident. He just needs that assurance. He does. I'm telling you, when you've got that belief from your manager as a footballer, you're a different animal. I think right now, Balogun is in a situation where he's on edge. I think Balogun's on edge. I want to be at Arsenal, but I need first team football. The World Cup's coming up. I want to start for America. He doesn't probably know at the moment where he's at. I'm going pre-season, but I could get sold. Is Balogun going to play, or is Nketiah or Jesus? So he's under pressure, but we'll see. Let's see if he starts midweek. Kev said Balogun needs a goal. Totally agree. Yesterday would have been a great time for him to score it. I'm sure we'll get a lot of support in America as well. Real to the Bone said Big C Balogun got 35 minutes, created 3 goal-scoring opportunities. Eddie gets 70 minutes and didn't register a shot. That's the difference between both of them for me. It's a good point. It's a good point. You know, he's a goal threat. He is a goal threat. Explosive and hungry, says Boston. So we'll see. Big C, Laka scored 20 plus last year. Why overhyping Balogun? And I get it. And I do get that. People will say Balogun scored 20 goals in a meaty league where Lacazette just scored 25. But I think because he come for our youth system, he's only 21. He's playing for America. We want to give him an opportunity at least before we make a decision on it. Would be my opinion of the situation anyway. Anyway, let's move on, people. Let's move on. I don't want to harp on too much. Yesterday's game's done. Arsenal's next game is against the MLS All-Stars next Wednesday in Washington. Jar said, any chance you're following the Ashes? A little bit. I don't watch Test cricket that much, I can't lie. But yeah, I have seen what's going on. Anyway, we've had one announcement today, people. We've chopped down the trees. Timber's in. 5-year deal, 90 grand a week. Are we going to get 2 announcements in a day? Are we going to get 2 in a day? Some people are saying online 6 p.m. Some people are saying 8 p.m. If it's not 6 or 8, I think it will be tomorrow. I'd be surprised if we did 2 in a day. We've been hearing Declan Rice is at the training ground today doing his media duties. He did his medical last week. Apparently, he's doing the media duties today. Will they announce him straight away? I hope so, personally. The Mirror put out a story a few hours ago, and they are saying Arsenal will finally announce the arrival of Declan Rice on Friday after a summer-long pursuit, having agreed a record £105 million fee. Arsenal have finally wrapped up the paperwork to complete the deal. Sky put out a story last night saying that Arsenal had guaranteed West Ham that the paperwork would be submitted to the Premier League today, as it's been with the lawyers for most of the week. So will they announce it today? Very interesting. We've chopped down the trees. We could be eating rice under the tree, said Ramsey. Let's hope so. Big C, I heard the hold-up was the wages and the bonuses, says South London's finest. Surely they should have tied that up. Arthur said, I can't wait to see the rice in the shirt and not the Photoshop one. You're right. I'm sick of the Photoshop one. It just needs to be the proper one. Arsenal travel to America on Sunday. So, really, you would expect him to be announced today or tomorrow. You really would expect him to be announced. But let's see. Benjamin Mendy is a free man. Is that true? I haven't even seen that. I've seen a couple of you just put that in the comments. Wow. Well, he's a free man. What's interesting now, do Manchester City bring him back? You know? Yeah, breaking news. Benjamin Mendy found not guilty. Wow, that's going to be interesting. Will he play for City again? What's very interesting today, just going away from this topic, is that Liverpool are now being linked with Caicedo, which is crazy considering everyone was saying it was almost wrapped up with Chelsea. Now Liverpool are in the race because obviously Henderson is on his way to Saudi, 700 grand a week, and they're preparing a £40 million bid for Fabinho. So Caicedo is still there and available, man. But this is what I'm saying. If Arsenal were planning on getting rid of Partey, I would have loved to have seen Caicedo come into Arsenal. That is for sure. But anyway, people saying go get Mendy. Wow, cancel culture to the gutter. Listen, innocent until proven guilty, of course, but sometimes not, you know, with certain things. But Mendy is out. Will he play for Man City? Will Pep bring him back? I don't think he will play for Man City, to be honest. Calm down, doesn't Mbappe play in the French league? Doesn't Neymar? So did Cavani. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The French league thing's a little bit 50-50, innit? Cliffo said we're not getting any business done while we're in the US. The only thing is, Cliff, we signed Zinni last year while I was in the US. So you can still get deals done. It's. I think after Rice gets announced, I don't think Arsenal will necessarily sign another player straight away. I think the aim will be to get players out. The wage bill is massive at the moment. Absolutely massive wage bill. So I think you will see Arsenal trying to sell players over the next week or two. When you look at the players that aren't even on this tour yet, the likes of Tavares, Lokonga, all these guys, you know, Pepe's not even training with the club at the moment. He's doing gym work. So it's an interesting one. It is an interesting one. But will Declan Rice get announced today? Let's see. Hopefully it does. Let's check 6 p.m. See if it gets announced. If not, 8 p.m. If it's not 6 or 8, then I think it will be tomorrow. It's all to do with sales now. Zinni's long-term fitness is a concern. We got 2.7k in the chat. Let's get 1,000 likes on the video. Big up everyone who's been liking and everyone who's subscribed. We're already at 64k. Big up on that. As you know, Shaw on tour is back on Monday, heading to America. Hopefully see a lot of the community over there. Should be a great tour. 10 days in the US. Declan Rice, Timber, Havertz. Will we have anyone else over there? Hal B said, you'll never walk alone, South American connection at Liverpool. Yeah, McAllister, Nunez. And obviously, if you get Caicedo, Luis Diaz as well, of course. Brighton are in the US. Yeah, I think Chelsea are, Man United, Newcastle. There's about 7 or 8 teams over there. So there's the Declan Rice update for the day. We speak about him every day. It's Daily Rice, isn't it? Big up Southern Gooner. He said, bruv, I watched the replay of that game yesterday, and my Lord, Vieira just ain't cutting the mustard. There's still some players that need to be gone. I'm struggling at the moment with Fabio. I can't lie. I don't like getting on players' case too much because it sounds like, you know, I'm just giving them a difficult time for no reason, but I'm just not seeing it with him at the moment. But he needs to prove himself this season. The manager's shown faith in him. I think he will get another season to prove himself, and he needs to do the business. Got to do the business this season. 35 million. You know, it's not like we paid pennies for him. Let's move on. Couple stories before we reach the hour, and then we'll round up. Big up Jeezy Fresh. Everyone's well on this Friday. The weather in the UK today, man, is a shambles. July is hammering down with rain. It's even a little bit cold today and everything. I don't know what's going off. I hope the weather's a lot better over there in the States. Big up Lato said, Fabio is not that guy. I'm not seeing it at all. Waneri said, compared to Fabio, is a madness. You have an agenda. You've got an agenda. He's the new Bernardo Silva. If you can't see it, you don't know football. Odegaard, are you fit, bruv? Let's hope he's all right. He was starting the game. He got a kick in the warm-up and he never played. So hopefully that's not a major injury. Big up James Mullen with that. Fabio could be a mentality thing. I just don't think he's adjusted to the Premier League yet. I'm not saying he's a bad footballer. You can see there's some talent there. But as I said, football is about production. It's about what you produce. Big up Lou said, big up Big C in the community. Curtis 90 degrees. That's what I'm talking about, people. That is what I'm talking about. I know. Why do I always put that voice on? You've got an agenda. It's just the voice. I can imagine someone like shouting on Twitter. Right, let's move on. Let's move on. Couple more stories before we round up, people. Let's talk about Moussa Diaby. Story coming out today. Aston Villa are currently the favourites to sign Moussa Diaby, but Arsenal are always in contact with Leverkusen in order to sign the player. Something may change regarding this situation if the villains did not move quickly. The player also has offers from Saudi Arabia. It's always interesting to talk, when you talk about players that we were linked to in January, you're like, we offered 70 plus million for Caicedo in January. Get to the summer, not interested. We inquired for Diaby in January after not getting Mudryk. Come to the summer, not interested. It's crazy, isn't it? So did you only want them in January? As soon as you got to the summer, you don't rate these man or something? I don't get it. We were linked with Diaby in January. They were quoting us 100 million euros. They wanted the same as Mudryk, 88 million pound. I'm seeing Aston Villa get 35 million euro offers rejected. 30 million quid. And it's been rejected, but it's saying that Leverkusen are open to the deal. They want about 50 million euros, which is like 43 million pound. I think we need another right winger. Saka's got no competition over there. You look at Nelson yesterday, he's playing left wing. He clearly prefers the left and the right. Go and pick him up. I don't get it. Unai Emery's going to get him on the cheap. So you've gone from 88 million, you can now get him for 40 million, and we're not interested seemingly. I don't get it. We're still 3 players short for me. Some people say you're being greedy, you've just spent 200 million. I think if this club truly wants to push Man City and eventually get past them, I still think another centre midfielder, I still think a right winger, and I still think a striker. Big up my like Turkish in the chat. Hope you're well, my bro. See you in America on Monday, brother. Make sure you subscribe to him. I'm sure you all have. Big Six doing big things on Fox News. Takeover business. It's no play thing anymore, people. We ain't playing no more. Takeover business. Big up my brother Turkish. And, yeah, this tour's going to be a movie, man. Any thoughts about the Greenwood situation? I didn't know his girlfriend. Listen, I have very little. I've said it before with Mason Greenwood. He's got a family now. He hasn't been found guilty of anything in a court of law. So he's got to eat. That's the reality of the situation. He's got to eat. He's got a kid now. So the brother, your talent is your football. You've got to go and get your contract somewhere. And you've got to eat. But we all heard what we heard. Right? Just because he didn't get found guilty in a court of law does not mean he is not a guilty man. Let me tell you that, people. So as far as I have no opinion that I really want to share on Mason Greenwood. You all heard the clip. We all heard the clip. It's as simple as that, really. You know what I'm saying? The man's not in prison, but we know what the guy is. So that's why Man United don't know what to do, because they know the guy's a mad, talented footballer, but it's a PR disaster the minute they put him on the pitch. It's as simple as that. So we keep it moving, man. We keep it moving. Yeah, it is what it is, man. We all heard the clip. I'm not going to talk about it for too much. We all know what time it is. We all see what kind of brother he is. It's scumbag behaviour, man. But anyway, let's keep it moving. Let me not get caught up before YouTube block the channel. Young Gunner said, if Leverkusen priced him at 80 plus mil, we'd be all in for him, offering 30 million with 50 over a decade Jamaican dollars. That I think Arsenal only like players when the price is high, you know. They're like, what, 40 million? We don't rate him. He must be rubbish. If they ask for 80 million, we'd be all over it. Now, do you take Klarna? We'll pay it over 7 years. You know, they'd be all over it. But Kev, big up Kev in the chat. He said, I'm being craven. You know, I'm demanding more. I've had a 3-course meal and I'm asking for, you know, I need more. We need to win the league. I'm sorry, people. Last season, Arsenal gave me a feeling that I haven't had in a while. They gave me that, we might be able to win the title here. So now, you can't make me think that we can win a title and then next year just say, well, you know, if we nick 4th, we'll take it. Nah, brother. You man just came 2nd. I'm expecting more. I've bought more merch. I'm going on a longer tour. I'm pumping money into the club. We're all hyped. Declan Rice, Timber, all of this. Havertz. Havertz, by the way, just quickly off topic. I'm still very confused by Kai Havertz. I don't know how anybody else feels, and I know I'm going totally off topic here. I really don't understand Kai Havertz. I hope in a year's time, I hope in 6 months' time, I'm sitting here going, wow, Arteta, you're a genius. You got Havertz, you played him in midfield, he's incredible. I hope more than... You know me, I don't mind. I've had plenty of humble pies in that oven, right? I was laughing at Ramsdale. I had to get humble pie out. I said Ben White looked like he was in The Only Way is Essex. I had to get some humble pie out. I'll take, Xhaka, I said, sell him for 6 years. This season I had to eat some humble pie. But I'm so confused when I look at Kai Havertz. I just don't understand what I'm watching. He's like 6'3". He looks like he doesn't have the energy to play in midfield. But I don't know. If they get something out of Havertz and he starts balling, I will say, Arteta, you're a genius. I just don't see it. Kev saying Havertz double figures this season. I hope you're right, bro. I hope you're right. I really hope you're right. That one has to work. I said it before and I say it again. Kai Havertz is the riskiest signing that Mikel Arteta has done since he's been at this football club. I hope it works. I really do. He looks massive, by the way. He looks taller than 6'2". We are clipping this, Kev. We are. If he gets 3 league goals, we're coming for Kev. But I hope he's right. I hope he's right. I hope he bags. I'm not knocking him. Honestly, I'm not. I'm just still confused about him and how it's going to work. But I hope it does. Will Arsenal make a move for Moussa Diaby? If you could get a Diaby for 40 million, you get another centre midfielder like a Lavia or someone like that. Sell a few players. Maybe you get a striker at the end of the window. I don't think we will get a striker, but you never know. We live in hope. It depends how much money we get from player sales. Oh, he's 6'4". I wondered why he looks so tall, I'm like 6'2". He looks taller than me. Yeah, he looks massive. Oh, apologies. The lad keeps asking, are you doing a fantasy? Yeah, I'll be doing a fantasy league, 100%. I had an absolute stinker in the fantasy league last year. So it can only get better for me this year. Truth Curtis Havertz, the biggest Arteta risk, 100%. It's got to work. It's got to work. It's always the players, as always, all you doubters. Kev, I've been saying it to you for year after year. I say it's the players, Kev. Did you listen? Did you, hell, mate? You was on here arguing with me. All right, I know what you're all saying. It wasn't. He told you it was the players. You're right, Kev. You're right. You got it right this time, Kev. You got it right. Even a broken clock's right twice a day, though, Kev. So, we'll give it you this time. Kevin! Anyway, let's move on. Diaby looks like he's going to Villa. That story, by the way, doesn't have a lot of substance to it. It's basically a journalist saying that Arsenal are still in contact with Bayer Leverkusen, which you would think he's a player we've targeted. Xabi Alonso and Arteta are good friends. We've just sold Xhaka to them. Surely if we wanted Diaby, we would make the move now. It just doesn't look like we're going to. I think we're overloaded with wingers in terms of numbers. I just don't think we have another genuine right winger to put pressure on Saka. Martinelli on the left, Trossard on the left, Smith Rowe on the left. You look at Nelson yesterday, he played on the left, so he probably prefers it out there as well. Saka looks as if he's got no competition for a place again. So will they make a move for Diaby? Doesn't look like it at the moment. Looks like Unai Emery is going to get him, which I think would be a very good signing for them. And we'll finish off with a player that could be joining Arsenal sooner rather than later, people. This one is a bit of an interesting one, isn't it? But Bitello, I tried to throw the dad joke the other day. I said he was a Bitello of a risk. It went down like a lead balloon. I found it hilarious, to be honest. But yeah, it wasn't the most popular of jokes. I can't lie, people. But we try. That's all you can do is try, people. But he looks as if he could be on his way to Arsenal. Arsenal negotiating a contract to get Bitello through the door. His club Gremio won £8.5 million. It's an interesting deal, this, because he's like 70% owned by the club and then like part owned by the agency as well. That's horrible for your level of banter, says Martin. I think that's a bit harsh. I think that's a bit harsh, Martin. Oh, I've done it. He's done it again, as Lee Judges would say. I think that's a bit hello harsh of you, Martin. I really do. Especially on a Friday afternoon when it's raining in the summer. But we keep it moving. I'm sorry. I'm here all week, people. I'm here all week. Yeah, Bitello. He's not... People saying time out. If I can step away for 3 minutes if necessary. I called him a kid, yeah, but he's 23 years of age, so he's not actually a kid. Apparently... Edu saying that he's gone under the radar in Brazil. They believe he's a potential star over there. As I've said before, and I'll say it again, I did just do that, Veer. I don't mind Arsenal signing players from Brazil on the cheap. Because as I've said before, every now and then you find a Martinelli. Every now and then you find a Vinicius Jr. or a Rodrigo or whoever, right? So I've got no problem. One of the good things to come out of Arsenal leaving the European Union was that players from South America could come to the UK easily and get a work permit. While we were part of the European Union, it was almost impossible if you weren't capped by your country. That is one of the things that we can do now. You know, we've done it with Martinelli. It worked. We've done it with Marquinhos. At the moment, it hasn't worked, but you never know in the future. So, Bitello for me, 8.5 million, 23 years of age. Why not? Why not go for it? Let's hope it's not a brown envelope steal and he is actually a talented player. Martinelli's such a baller. Glad to have him. I mean, I'm going to be honest. I think Martinelli... I've got to be careful before I say this because I'm thinking about this. I think Martinelli could be my favourite player at Arsenal. When I really think about it, I think my 3 favourite Arsenal players are Saka, Martinelli and Saliba. I think they're my 3 favourites. But I don't know. There's something about Martinelli that I just love as a player. Just give me that vibe. Like, who's your favourite Arsenal player? Let's get that in the comments. Some of you saying same. Who's your favourite Arsenal player? Cruz says that Martinelli's his favourite as well. I love Martinelli. When Martinelli's good, I feel like he's unplayable. Like, he's unplayable when he's good. He still has that sort of time where the head down and you get a bit frustrated. But I just, yeah, Sanchez vibes. Who's your favourite Arsenal player? Guna Vettel says Rob Holding. He's got great hair, that's for sure. Holding and Ketia and Vieira. No, Martin, they, not quite, you know. Saka, Odegaard, got a few Odegaards in there. Saliba is quality. I pretend I'm him when I play 5-a-side. It's got to be done, man. It's got to be done. Apparently West Ham haven't received the paperwork. The fax machine's broke, Joseph. Fax machine's broke. For me, it's Star Boys, my personal favourite, said Ian. We got a lot of Sakas. Most of you, I got to be honest, are saying Saka, Saliba, Martinelli, and a few Odegaards. Big up Mark, who said he had his surgery yesterday. It's gone well. And Mark that told you I broke 4 bones in my leg. Safe recovery, bro. Hope you recover well. A lot of Salibas. Sakanelli. Odegaard. Jesus. That's the first person I've saw say Jesus. Partey's in there. Win the Labrador. Magalhaes. Cedric. Yeah, Cedric the end is definitely funny. That's for sure. You're a funny guy, man. You're a funny guy. Sorry. It was, you know... Goodfellas impression. Like I said, I'm here all week. Partey, Saliba, and Saka. Wow, Martinelli don't get in your 3. I respect it. I respect it. Remember the name Big C, Martinelli. I just think Martinelli's going to be a superstar. Honestly, I've said it for a long time. I think he's going to be a superstar. He's in that Brazil squad. You heard what Klopp said, man. These guys are all waiting to try and get him. So we're lucky that we've got him. But it's nice to have that problem. For a number of years, we didn't even have to have that debate. It was like, yeah, Aubameyang's my favourite player. There's no one else. You know, there was no one else to even like that much. It wasn't Socrates or Mustafi, was it? So, Banu said the Rice video is out. You can't be trolling us like that, mate. It's a Friday afternoon. It's definitely not out, by the way. I've got Twitter there just in case we had an announcement. You know what's interesting, by the way? Kyle Walker has reached a verbal agreement to join Bayern Munich. I'm really surprised by that. I didn't think he would be that keen on going to Germany, but I am actually delighted with that, by the way. Because I don't care what anyone says. The amount of times that Kyle Walker gets the Man City defence out of trouble with his pace, he is going to be a huge loss. I don't care what anyone says. He is a massive loss for them. He gets them out of trouble so much. I think he's an elite right back. Pavard is joining. Bro, if I'm Martinelli and you give me the choice to play against Kyle Walker or Pavard, Pavard will get cooked in this league, in my opinion, at right back. He's comfortable on the ball. He's a tall centre-back who plays right back. Pavard will get rinsed. I'm telling you now. Pavard will get rinsed in the Prem. Kyle Walker has probably got the best recovery pace in Europe at right back. Pavard will get roasted, mate, honestly. But let's see. I'm telling you now, Kyle Walker, Gundogan, they could lose Bernardo and Mahrez as well to Saudi. All we need is a little, I don't wish injury on any player, but just a little hamstring tear for Haaland. Maybe tweak your groin, Kevin De Bruyne. We got a chance. You never know. Anyway, people, English cap curtly says Dre. Totally agree with you. Big up Gun. Josh said Nelly, the most underrated player from other clubs. He's a baller, man. Trixie said, imagine a you who can keep man like Vinny out. Yeah, listen. Walker's different, man. Walker's different. I'm glad he's going to Bayern. You're right about Walker. Roast Pavard will be on the menu. Trust me, Pavard, bro, in the Prem. I've said it before, right back is one of the most difficult positions to play in the Prem. Because the left wingers in the Prem are wild. You're playing against United, you got Rashford. You play against City, you got Grealish. Play against Arsenal, Martinelli. Play against Tottenham, you got Son. Chelsea, Raheem Sterling. Liverpool, Luis Diaz. Even Zaha at Palace, although he's probably gone now. The left wingers will rip you apart in the Prem. Even a man like Matoma, St. Maximum, they'll rip you up. It's not a joke. But yeah, Bitello looks like he could be the next signing after Rice is announced. So we'll have to stay tuned with that one. Anyway, people, that's that for all the transfer news today. Thank you very much for tuning in. We've been on for just over an hour. Make sure you like the video. You want to call on, by the way. Cruz getting his hair cut tomorrow. So he's turned up looking like Brazilian Marcelo.
Yes, sir.
What are you dealing with there? Afro, man, yeah?
Yes, sir.
Marcelo. You're looking like Willian.
Yeah.
You got to play better than Willian played for Arsenal, though. Got the Jamaica kit on as well.
Yes, sir.
What are you saying about Timber been announced?
I'm happy. I think.
Good player.
Yeah, he's a good
About
player.
Declan Rice.
Yeah, I'm quite excited, but I don't know if he's better than Caicedo.
You'd have took Caicedo over him.
Yeah.
Who do you want next? Give me a name.
Ivan Toney.
He's banned for 6 months. We'll take him.
Yeah, 50 mil.
50 mil, get him on the cheap. Use it as a way to get a good deal.
Yeah.
Give me a prediction this season. Where are we finishing?
I think second again.
Second again. Yeah, I probably agree with that, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Are you getting your hair cut tomorrow?
Yes, sir.
You're going to be looking like Rashford.
Yeah.
Would you reckon? Should I cut my hair off as well?
Yeah.
If your haircut looks good, I might join you.
Yeah, you better.
Yeah. All right, bro. Thanks for coming on. Right, people. Thanks for tuning in. I'll be back on tomorrow. If we get any announcement with Declan Rice, I'll throw a video up as well. And if it's not today, it'll be up tomorrow. Member stream should be on Sunday. So make sure you keep an eye on the community page for that. Big up to everyone showing Cruz love in the comments. Yeah, he's getting the high top fade, man. He's had enough of the Cane Rose. He said, listen, man, I'm getting the high top fade. I might lock him off myself. I've had enough, to be honest. But or do I just dread it up? We'll see. We'll do a vote in the comments, people. Thank you very much for tuning in. See you all tomorrow. Timber is in. Rice is next. The pot is stirring, people. Take care, everyone. Bless.